As we toured New York, I was struck by the juxtaposition of rights and limits to rights, and I thought that would translate easily to my civics class, and so I concentrated on the fundamental rights provided by the First Amendment and asked questions to try to draw kids into looking into where the limits are to those freedoms, because freedoms are not unlimited, as we know. On page 1, I start with freedom of speech. The First Amendment guarantees free speech to U.S. citizens. The ability to express yourself is a right Americans hold dear. Some feel that this right to expression should be limited at times, and I'm going to ask the kids whether they think it should be free speech and expression should be protected at all costs, and if they think that it should be limited, at what point should it be limited. On page 2, the students will look at freedom of religion. The First Amendment says Congress shall make no law establishing an official religion, and this is a very controversial subject in the United States. And I want kids to examine, do you believe that our government does not establish a religion at all, or do they in some ways favor one religion over another? And if they believe it does, is that okay? And I have pictures here of some religious symbols, and then a picture from a classroom in the 1950s from the Library of Congress showing some children praying in class. On page 3, we focus on freedom of the press. Congress may not restrict the freedom of the press, and I ask students to examine why free press is necessary in a democratic system, and have there been instances where the U.S. has limited that right? Do they currently limit the media in any way, and have they done so in the past? And on the last page, we take a look at petition and assembly. I grouped those together. I felt like those worked together well. People in the U.S. have the right to meet and even complain about the government. A democratic system must have input from people, but this right can be abused. And again, I ask the kids to look at where the line needs to be drawn. So all our rights are limited because we don't have the right to infringe on others' rights, but who draws the line? And that's the question I'm asking kids to examine throughout this, and I think I'll be able to use this in class each year.